Hey guys, today I'm going to be giving you my review for Love and Death, a new miniseries starring the Queen, Elizabeth Olsen as Candy Montgomery. Now, this is a true story that so many who didn't know this story know it now because there was a very recent miniseries that starred Jessica Biel. I think that one was only 5 episodes. This one is 7, and this is HBO Max, or I guess I should say Max now. And again, it stars Elizabeth Olsen. It stars Jesse Plemons as Alan Gore. And wow, okay, you guys, I've just immediately got to say that I love a true crime story. I'm into that sort of thing, and I really, really liked the Jessica Biel story. I thought it was good, the one starring Jessica Biel. But the thing about Love and Death, the way this plays out is very different to the way they tell this story. I want to say it's like 3 episodes probably until you even get to like the thing that happens. I mean, I don't know why I'm trying to keep this spoiler free. It's a very well-known story. It is based on a true story. But listen, the thing about this series is Elizabeth Olsen, she's phenomenal. We already know this, right? But she's so good as Candy Montgomery. She makes you really like her and feel for her, and like you're totally on Candy's side pretty much from the beginning, which is really, really weird considering how things play out and what happens. And I will say I like how they addressed all sorts of things throughout this series. I really love how they addressed her relationship with Alan, Candy and Alan. Listen, Jesse Plemons is also phenomenal. One of my favorite working actors today. I think he's really, really great. And he's underrated sometimes. And to have him and Elizabeth Olsen together, some of their moments are so powerful that you just immediately like get both of them, right? You feel for both of them. You root for both of them. So as things play out, you're like, they're doing horrible that like, okay, listen, they're having an affair, right? They're each married, and then the two of them are having an affair. That you find that out very early on, and this is a true story, so it's really not a spoiler, guys. And you're like, they're being horrible to their spouses, but you can't help but like really like them and feel for them and understand why they're doing what they're doing. It's just, it shows how good these actors are. They're so great. You have Lily Rabe as Betty Gore, who's so good in this role as well. Like, listen, we get 7 episodes. They're each about an hour long, okay? A little bit less than that. And you're in it. You're in this story. This is one of those ones where you're just going to want to hit play on the next one and the next one and the next one. Now, unfortunately, the way they are released, 3 episodes come out on April 27th, and then they go on weekly from that. But I was able to get the screeners, of course. So I binged it in like a day and a half. I was like, all right, I need to watch the next one. Okay, I need to watch the next one. And I know this story. I knew this story before. Then I watched, like I said, I watched the Jessica Biel miniseries, which was called Candy. I watched that one. And then now watching this one. And it made, it told it in a different way, I guess is a good way to say it. It kind of, I hate to say like it was refreshing because it's a dark story, okay, but it was refreshing. It did this in a refreshing way. It felt new in a way. I felt like I was seeing things I hadn't seen before. You get a lot of that relationship between Candy and Alan, but then you still get a lot of like what happened and then the trial, and you're able to explore a lot more of the story. Now, of course, I'm sure liberties were taken. And it's also just, it's really Elizabeth Olsen. She's so, she's so incredible, right? And she just commands a presence. Like, she has a commanding presence, right? You can't help but, like, be into her story and into what she's doing. And you can't help but, again, root for her, which I know feels horrible and awful, but you know the story goes this was self-defense, so it's interesting to really play up this angle of it, whereas in the Jessica Biel story I felt like I didn't care as much about Candy. I felt like I was like, I don't trust her, I don't like her. And in this one I'm like, I get it, right? The way it plays out and the way this whole like the sequence of events is shown, I was there, like, backing Candy. It's weird. It's very bizarre feeling, but it's interesting, and that's what I liked so much about this series. Now, Kristen Ritter, who I adore, Miss Jessica Jones, also makes an appearance as Candy's best friend, Sherry. And I gotta tell you, it's weird to see her in this role as well, because I'm so used to seeing her as like badass chicks, and she's just so different in this. That's not to say she's not badass, because she is in her own way, but it's just weird. I love the hairstyle she has going on. You guys will know what I'm talking about when you see it. And that's something I really liked about this story as well, is it really transported you back to that time, and you feel it, right? With the, not just the sets and the clothes and the hair, but the way everyone is acting and interacting with each other. It really is done very, very well. So I loved this. I binged right through it. Like I said, I definitely liked it better than the Candy series, just because it felt like I was getting a fresh perspective, and things were a little bit different. It was easy to root for this version of Candy, and to be behind this version of Candy. And I don't know if that's just Elizabeth Olsen or the storytelling or a combination of the two, which it feels like it is a combination of the two. But I really liked it. So if you liked Candy, I highly recommend you check this one out. Personally, I liked it better. I'd love, if you've already seen them both by the time you got to this review, you to let me know which one you preferred. Or, did you like them both the same? What did you think? Because this definitely feels like a different version. You also have more time with it because it is 7 episodes. So that could be a lot of it as well. It's not as rushed, because I did feel like some things were rushed yet also drawn out in the Jessica Biel story, which was a little weird, right? I felt like, okay, let's get to it. This one, for me, I thought was just really, really done completely well. Again, I think it has a lot to do with the chemistry between Elizabeth Olsen and Jesse Plemons. They're phenomenal. They're incredible. Give me more of them together. I absolutely love them both. But yeah, so I give this series a 4.5 out of 5. The only reason I knock it down a half is that there are some things that I felt like it did drag a little bit here and there. But overall it was done, like I said, much better. As you get towards, I guess, the final couple of episodes, I felt like I needed a little more, but I still really, really loved this series a lot. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.